how is your society set up? I mean, do you have here on Earth, our professions are typically divided among people. Like we might have a psychologist and an engineer and a teacher and an ambassador, like, different people doing different jobs. Is it similar in the YahYel society? Like you had mentioned that you work with the children sort of as a psychologist. Like, is that your profession? And like, do different people have different roles?
Um, well, in a way, you can say it, but not that much as you mean it. We work on a level, we exist with our resonance and joy. It's much more easy for us to work on a synchronicity in a way. Like we are much more of ourselves, not holding back and being truly ourselves, and it's really perfectly finding, like everybody can find their place. Of course, there can be sometimes like a challenge for someone to find that place or so, but it's just because something also in our system needs to change. So our system changes according to the highest excitement of the person or the interest of the person. So they actually we are creating by what we are excited to do. We create our structures and systems. So it's more like in the opposite way that you experience it. That you many times need to adjust yourself much more very into very rigid structures of the system, but we have it in a reverse way. And we learned for many generations, and this is how our society works, that it just works for us, so we don't need to doubt it. Like maybe if you, like a humans, want to change your systems, you are worrying about like if something will work and how and so on. So we don't have that issues because we learned that it this way it really works for us, and it aligns much easier, and it works for long years, so it's not that challenging as your system. So to the professions, for example, so this was in a general way, and the professions. Well, of course, I am not, as I use the word like a psychologist, but that is not like all I do, all I'm doing. And I use that label just for you. We don't have that label in a way. Um, when I take the smaller system, for example, with the learning or teaching children, there are, yes, certain roles that teachers have and children and so on, but it's still again working on the flow. So it's like we create the excitement through the excitement, like we what we see that children want to learn or what they need. So we are constantly developing the system through our also excitement and what we can do, and really the system is actually us, not anything else, not the rules or anything. It's just very like a structure of us, how we can work together. It's no rules in a way. And so then you can see the certain patterns that yes, there can be teachers, for example, doing this and that. I also am working in different ways, not just with the children. I can work also in a larger ways with the program or the contact experiences with the humans. So I also am working with the humans and interviewing them in some way, or joining the in some way encounters with the other extraterrestrials or other from our race. So we also have a certain plans, like, or also the plans are not that we have it on a paper. It's something that we feel we set it in a way, but it's also like working for about the probabilities that we sense the probability of something maybe unfolding for certain humans in a certain way, so we can plan it in a way. But it more you can see it more than like precognition in a way. But yes, so I'm also working with just the humans, not just with the children, and then can be also other smaller things that can have nothing to do with this. and of course I'm spending a lot of time with the channel and working with her and on the connection we have.
Cool. Are there a lot of humans from Earth that work with the YahYel on your world, your planets?
Work? What do you mean by work?
Well, I'm kind of curious to learn about that too. Like you mentioned that you interview humans from Earth. Like, like, are there humans from Earth that work with the YahYel? Like, do they help teach the children, or do they have any role at all in your society?
Oh, yes, of course. About the teaching hybrid children, yes, of course. But it's strange that you say the work, but it's not completely like a work or not at all. We cannot use that word
Right.
for it.
I see.
It's not a work at all. It's more like a hobby or something that's even like we cannot get rid of those humans. They want
uh,
they want to teach, so it's in their highest excitement to do it also although it's unconscious, and they do it and we have it can go into the other topics like the agreements, this kind of stuff, like what the soul chooses. So in some way it just happens that we interact with the humans from different reasons for many years with a specific, for example, it can be like a very large number of people, and with some there is like a lot of time that they spend on our ships, so it's just they are home with us. It's we don't see it like they come from Earth to visit us, just is something that's when they visit us or they're spending the time with us a lot. It's just that they are part of the whole system with us and the synchronicity, so part of the family, let's say, that structure, that they belong into that synchronicity. They are not out of our synchronicity that I was just describing to you, like how we work. So in that state, in in a shifted reality, you can work in this way as we work, of course, too. So, do you have some specific
yeah.
question about it, or? um,
Well, yeah. Like, let's say hypothetically that somebody from Earth wanted to, help teach the YahYel children or just have more interactions with you. Do you take job applications? Like say I wanted
mhm.
to, travel to your ships and help teach the YahYel. How do you choose the humans? Is it just like you
Okay.
just choose them randomly, or how does
Okay,
that work?
so you are asking about process of enrolling some
Yes.
new humans for teaching.
Yes.
So yes, okay. So we have those that we work with for many years. So when we and of course there are still more and more people that would like to open to the contact with us. So so they are adding to whole structure that we are creating together. So when we feel the call in a way, because we are telepathically connected with you all, and in some way it just happens to get to us because you are not alone anytime. You are always surrounded by some consciousnesses. It can be us. It can be even like our artificial technology that is somewhere flying around you. So we have the information that it gets to us through the like a word by word, way, in a way, like thoughts from someone who picked up from new human that they would like to. So um, it's in many different ways. So the first thing is that we get that information that someone is opening up, and it can be slow. It's not even like a rapid thing, because the even when they consciously already want to work with us, it means that we already have been working with them for some time. It cannot happen just immediately. It's slow. So we can pick up on a even on a weakest signal that someone is opening to those energies and want to interact with us more, still more and more in the future. So we start to work with the subconsciousness of the human. And then they are opening by themselves, like what they want to, or how they want to interact with ourselves more. So it's just like we can tickle in a way their energy for them to open their subconsciousness, or in a way more of those desires that they chose to, or possibilities of what they would like to experience during the life. So depending on how they are opening to those energies that we can share with them. Of course they opened, so we reply to those callings in a way with our energy, and then we see their response back. It's all about energy patterns and so on. So it's the conversation for us, but you cannot be for many years aware of it. So eventually, when you are starting to get aware of it, it's already when we work with you for a longer time. So that counts also for you, you know.
I see.